August 2025 is an astrologically charged month, rich in retrogrades, conjunctions, and transformational lunations that shape it as a period of deep karmic evaluation, heightened emotional awareness, and meaningful decision-making. With key planetary retrogrades underway, including Saturn and Mercury, and intense placements across water and fire signs, the energy feels both contemplative and catalytic. This is a month where internal shifts coincide with external triggers, urging us to realign our priorities, refine our relationships, and recalibrate our life direction. It's essential to note that these insights are grounded in Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. At the heart of this month's astrological climate is Saturn retrograde in Pisces, which continues to cast a sobering influence on both individual and collective energies. Saturn in Pisces symbolizes the dissolution of old structures and responsibilities that are no longer emotionally or spiritually sustainable. As it retrogrades, its lessons become more internalized, pushing us to re-examine our long-term commitments, sacrifices, and boundaries. The house that Saturn is transiting in each person's chart becomes a focal point for pressure and growth, particularly in how we relate to time, discipline, and karmic responsibility. Saturn's aspects to Taurus, Virgo, and Sagittarius highlight themes related to physical security, health routines, and belief systems. We are not just being asked to work hard, but to work with purpose, and from the inside out. Adding to the introspective tone of the month is Mercury retrograde in Cancer, a placement that stirs emotional memory, subconscious fears, and unresolved conversations. Mercury retrogrades from late July until August 11th, during which communication may feel clouded by sentiment or past wounds. Since Cancer rules the emotional body, this retrograde can bring up issues from childhood, family ties, or unfinished personal stories. Emotional intelligence, active listening, and thoughtful reflection are more effective tools than reactive speech now. Once Mercury turns direct, and later enters Leo on August 30th, we begin to regain confidence in expressing our hearts more clearly and courageously. Jupiter's continued transit through Gemini, alongside Venus, introduces a refreshing wave of intellectual curiosity, aesthetic appreciation, and mental expansion. Jupiter in Gemini encourages us to think outside the box, engage in diverse ideas, and explore new methods of communication, learning, and creative expression. The conjunction with Venus sweetens the intellectual landscape, favoring collaborative dialogues, artistic projects, and the expression of love through words. This transit also activates mutable sign tension with Saturn and Mercury, creating friction between mental stimulation and emotional grounding. It's essential to discern between distraction and expansion, knowing when to chase a thought and when to sit still with a feeling. One of the defining dynamics of August is the strong Mars-Saturn mutual aspect, with Mars in Virgo and Saturn in Pisces, which introduces tension between action and restraint. Mars wants to move, solve, and assert in practical, detailed ways, especially in Virgo, while Saturn, in a retrograde and watery Pisces, slows things down and demands emotional accountability. This opposition may manifest as frustration, delays, or burnout if not managed properly. On the positive side, it offers an opportunity to channel focused energy into long-term problem-solving, healing habits, and disciplined action, especially in areas related to health, service, or daily routines. The presence of Rahu in Aquarius and Ketu in Leo continues to shape a backdrop of evolution around individual authenticity versus collective contribution. Rahu's transit in Aquarius promotes innovation, technology, social causes, and future thinking, while Ketu in Leo deconstructs egocentric expressions and outdated leadership models. As these nodes activate the 1st and 7th axis, there is a strong emphasis on balancing independence with relationship dynamics. This theme becomes even more pronounced as the Sun enters Leo on August 17th, followed by the new Moon in Leo on August 23rd, both in Magha Nakshatra, a regal star associated with legacy, ancestry, and soul purpose. This lunation urging us to reclaim power while releasing prideful ego. In the shadow of Ketu, the new moon invites deep humility and spiritual rebirth within partnerships and identity. Earlier in the month, the full moon in Capricorn on August 9th activates Shravana Nakshatra, a lunar mansion tied to sacred listening, learning, and the transmission of wisdom. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, brings the theme of structure and responsibility to an emotional climax. This full moon may surface questions around career paths, worldly achievements, and how much we are sacrificing our emotional needs for material success. It may also highlight generational themes, what legacies we are inheriting and which ones we are breaking away from. This is a time to realign our ambitions with our emotional truth. Venus, the planet of harmony, creativity, and relationships, plays a softening role this month as it journeys from Gemini into Cancer on August 21st. This shift from airy detachment to watery sentiment brings a more nurturing, affectionate, and protective vibe to matters of love and beauty. In Cancer, Venus craves emotional security, family closeness, and heartfelt expressions. It is an excellent time to nurture emotional bonds, beautify living spaces, and tend to self-care rituals that support both body and heart. Collectively, August 2025 asks us to be emotionally intelligent and spiritually mature. The sky is offering us both inner and outer challenges, not to derail us, but to align us with a deeper truth. Relationships may undergo tension and transformation, careers may face restructuring, communication may be cloudy at first, then suddenly clear. But the month's greatest gift lies in its push toward intentional living. Whether through Saturn's karmic pressure, Mercury's emotional reflection, or the illuminating lunations, the universe is guiding us to purge illusion and embrace evolution. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it's crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign provides insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you'll emotionally respond to these changes. Additionally, consider the position of your current Mahadasha Lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. These specific outcomes will depend on individual dasha periods and how these transits interact with your natal planetary placements. If you are currently in Jupiter's Mahadasha period, its transit influence will be particularly prominent. Remember, the effects of these transits vary for each person. Let's explore how they may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses they transit. For Aries, the month of August 2025 arrives with an intricate blend of energies, especially as several planetary movements affect key areas of career, finances, personal development, relationships, and health. For Aries individuals, this month carries a strong undercurrent of transformation, blending pressure with progress, as Saturn's retrograde in the 12th house forces a deep reevaluation of long-term goals, while Mars, the chart ruler, occupies the practical 6th house, demanding action and discipline in health and service-related matters. At the same time, blessings from Jupiter-Venus conjunction and a trinal Jupiter-Rahu alignment bring moments of success, especially in communication, networking, and personal relationships. Professionally, the emphasis is both karmic and strategic. Retrograde Saturn in the 12th house of Pisces, ruling your 10th house of career and 11th house of income, reflects a period of deep introspection and karmic testing in your professional life. You may feel a sense of delay, uncertainty, or even fatigue around work, recognition, or long-term goals. Saturn's aspect on your 2nd house, Taurus, of accumulated wealth and self-worth, 6th house, Virgo, of service and employment, and 9th house, Sagittarius, of dharma and guidance suggests that discipline, sacrifice, and ethical conduct are essential for career sustainability now. Expect a strong push to reconsider your daily work routines, especially if they no longer align with your deeper purpose or emotional well-being. Some Aries may even feel called to withdraw temporarily from worldly pursuits or begin working in solitude, behind the scenes, or in spiritual or healing professions. The full moon on August 9th in Capricorn, your 10th house, falling in the spiritually charged Shravana Nakshatra, may bring a spotlight moment in your career. It could mark a culmination or revelation, especially around a leadership role or project that demands maturity, patience, and accountability. Mars, your sign lord and the ruler of your 8th house of transformation, transits through Virgo, 6th house, placing strong emphasis on health, competition, and problem solving. This is a highly active placement for Mars, favoring a hands-on, energetic approach to tackling workplace issues, overcoming enemies or rivals, and initiating fitness routines. The mutual aspect between Mars and Saturn creates a challenging dynamic of effort met with resistance. You may feel you're putting in more than you're receiving in return. Frustration can arise from slow-moving processes, bureaucratic hurdles, or health concerns that demand strict routines. Yet, if you apply structured energy and don't give in to irritability, this placement has the power to radically improve your performance, discipline, and personal endurance. The financial landscape in August is complex yet optimistic. Venus, ruler of your 2nd house of income, conjoins Jupiter in Gemini, 3rd house, during the first 3 weeks. This conjunction creates favorable conditions for increasing earnings through communication, short-distance travel, marketing, and strategic networking. If you're involved in sales, content creation, teaching, or digital commerce, you may receive a boost in visibility and charm, allowing your ideas to attract income and appreciation. Jupiter aspects Rahu in Aquarius, 11th house, highlighting the power of futuristic vision and unconventional alliances to boost your financial goals. This is an ideal time to pitch new ideas, pursue collaborations, or realign your financial aspirations with a broader, more dynamic network. Still, Venus and Jupiter's tendency to overindulge suggests the need for financial prudence, especially when tempted by luxury, risky investments, or peer pressure. Matters of love and marriage are likely to experience both emotional depth and creative rejuvenation. The 7th house of relationships, ruled by Venus, benefits from her association with benevolent Jupiter early in the month. This can bring harmony, mutual understanding, and even romantic travel or intellectually stimulating conversations with your partner. Jupiter's aspect to Libra, your 7th house, supports relationship expansion and spiritual growth through companionship. If you're single, this could be a time of meeting someone charming, intelligent, and possibly from a different background or culture. Emotional themes deepen when Venus enters Cancer on August 21st, in your 4th house of inner life and domestic matters. This shift brings attention to emotional needs, home life, and family relationships. You may feel more sensitive, nurturing, and protective in your romantic dynamics. Some Aries may consider moving in with a partner, repairing a family bond, or prioritizing emotional connection over external attraction. Ketu in Leo, 5th house, continues to bring a subtle detachment or karmic cleansing in matters of love, self-expression, and children. You may experience a letting go of romantic fantasies or past disappointments in favor of more soulful, grounded connections. This will be further highlighted around the new moon on August 23rd, occurring in Leo in Magha Nakshatra, a royal and ancestral star. This lunation could trigger new intentions related to love, children, or creative expression, but only after you release past ego attachments. Expect profound emotional realizations that help reset your creative identity and romantic priorities. The family and emotional zone remains under a reflective spotlight, particularly in the first half of the month. With Sun and retrograde Mercury transiting Cancer, 4th house, there's a strong pull toward your emotional foundation, mother figures, and real estate concerns. You may feel the urge to withdraw and process unresolved emotions. Misunderstandings at home are possible, especially until Mercury turns direct on August 11th. After this date, communication improves, and you may feel better equipped to make decisions regarding property, family ties, or relocation plans. When Venus joins the 4th house on August 21st, it brings warmth, harmony, and the potential for beautifying your home or deepening domestic contentment. In terms of health and overall vitality, August calls for attention and consistency. Mars's transit through your 6th house is excellent for implementing exercise routines and cutting through unhealthy habits. Its aspect from retrograde Saturn creates the potential for burnout, chronic fatigue, or flare-ups of older conditions if discipline is not maintained. Be mindful of your digestive system and stress levels. The emotional impact of the 12th and 4th house activity may also make you feel more reclusive or energetically drained during the first half of the month. Healing practices, mindfulness, and physical therapy could all be highly beneficial now. After the new moon in Leo on August 23rd, you may begin to feel recharged, with the sun now in its own sign giving a boost to confidence, energy, and radiance. By the end of August, with Mercury entering Leo on August 30th, you're likely to feel more communicative, expressive, and creatively inspired. This shift helps you vocalize your desires, take bolder steps in love, and make decisions around children or personal projects with renewed clarity. The months ahead hold tremendous potential, but only if you've honored the stillness and realignment that August has asked of you. Overall, August 2025 is a month of restructuring and refinement for Aries individuals. While delays and emotional intensity may dominate early on, the latter half opens doors to clarity, progress, and inspiration, especially in your creative and emotional worlds. With Saturn guiding your long-term karma and Mars driving day-to-day discipline, you're being prepared for a major rebirth in the months to come. Embrace patience, move with strategy, and honor your emotional truth. This is your time to clear the past and plant seeds for a more empowered future. For Taurus, August 2025 unfolds as a transformative and activating month, with planetary energies pushing you toward major growth. This period features a delicate balance between ambition and emotional restructuring, with multiple planets influencing your angular and trinal houses, including your 1st, 4th, 9th, and 10th. This month invites you to reassess your goals, reconnect with your values, and find new rhythms between personal stability and professional expansion. Saturn's retrograde movement across your 11th house of gains and networking continues to restructure long-term aspirations, while Mars's transit through your 5th house brings energy and passion into creativity, romance, and self-expression. The strong 10th house focus from Rahu and Jupiter's aspect positions career at focus, but not without emotional checks and karmic reckonings. On the career front, August is an impactful month as Saturn retrogrades in Pisces, your 11th house, directly impacting your long-term goals, professional networks, and financial aspirations. As Saturn rules your 10th house of profession and 9th house of Dharma, its backward motion encourages you to reassess your ambitions and reevaluate your alignment with mentors, institutions, and life direction. Past efforts may be under review, and you could be asked to take responsibility for unfinished business. Saturn's aspect to your first house, Taurus, brings pressure to redefine your role and responsibilities in both professional and social domains. This is not a time for shortcuts. Endurance and integrity are key. Saturn's gaze upon Virgo, 5th house, and Sagittarius, 8th house, activates a need for seriousness and creativity and caution in speculative ventures, inheritance issues, or joint financial matters. Meanwhile, Mars transits Virgo, 5th house, firing up your will to express, compete, and create. Mars, ruling your 12th and 7th houses, introduces intensity in love matters and partnerships, especially romantic ones or those involving creative collaboration. This placement often urges you to take bold action in love or with children, but its mutual aspect with retrograde Saturn creates a tension between desire and delay. You may find your creative enthusiasm met with external constraints or personal doubts. If properly channeled, this Mars-Saturn dynamic can help Taurus individuals manifest substantial progress through perseverance, especially in the fields of teaching, writing, performing arts, or speculative investments. Finances are highlighted this month with Jupiter and Venus forming a conjunction in Gemini, 2nd house of wealth and speech. This is one of the most auspicious placements for financial growth, especially when rooted in smart communication, negotiation, and intellectual talents. Jupiter expands and Venus attracts. Together, they can bring lucrative opportunities related to family business, digital media, marketing, or any vocation that relies on charm and wisdom. The same conjunction may also tempt indulgence, so avoid overspending or making financial decisions based purely on emotion. Jupiter's trine to Rahu in Aquarius, 10th house, further enhances professional visibility, offering breakthroughs in career through non-traditional, technical, or innovative pursuits. Opportunities to rise in your field, meet influential people, or expand your public reputation are quite strong. In love and marriage, August can be both passionate and revealing. Mars in the 5th house activates romantic instincts and may draw attention to your love life or creative dynamics in a relationship. It also brings volatility and the need to navigate ego clashes or emotional overexertion. Venus, your sign lord and ruler of the 6th house, begins the month in the 2nd house, emphasizing affectionate communication, financial generosity, and family warmth in relationships. On August 21st, Venus enters Cancer, 3rd house, encouraging more heartfelt, personal, and emotionally charged exchanges. You may find yourself more expressive, writing love letters, reconnecting with siblings, or opening up about past emotional wounds. While this can improve intimacy, it also makes you more vulnerable to miscommunication, especially as Mercury, the 2nd and 5th lord, is retrograde in Cancer until August 11th. Old conversations, past lovers, or misunderstandings may resurface during the first half of the month. Once Mercury turns direct, clarity returns, and healthy communication can rebuild what might have been strained. On the domestic and emotional front, there's a powerful surge of energy in your 4th house, especially during the second half of the month. The Sun and Mercury's conjunction in Cancer, 3rd house, at the start encourages personal reflection and dialogue about emotional needs and domestic responsibilities. Then, on August 17th, the Sun enters Leo, 4th house, its own sign, followed by Mercury's ingress into Leo on August 30th, and the new moon on August 23rd in Magha Nakshatra, all occurring where Ketu is transiting. This layered activity brings issues of home, emotional security, inner peace, and ancestral patterns to the forefront. You may be inspired to renovate, relocate, reconnect with parents, or dive deeper into your emotional healing. The presence of Ketu may bring detachment, spiritual insight, or even a feeling of rootlessness in these areas. It's a time for decluttering both emotionally and physically. You may release past expectations from family life, or you may feel drawn to minimalism and simplicity in your domestic environment. In the area of friendships and social circles, Saturn's retrograde in the 11th house may highlight shifting alliances. You might distance yourself from groups that no longer align with your core values, or discover that a mentor or friend is no longer playing the role they once did. There may be slow but sure maturation of your social identity, and while this might feel isolating at first, it ultimately aligns you with more meaningful associations. The full moon in Capricorn, 9th house, on August 9th, falling in Shravana Nakshatra, illuminates your higher beliefs, guiding principles, and spiritual values. This is a powerful moment for travel, publishing, teaching, or connecting with a mentor. It may bring revelations about your faith, long-distance ventures, or philosophical frameworks. Health-wise, the month requires moderate caution. Saturn aspects your 1st house, physical body, while Mars energizes your 5th house, suggesting an active but sometimes overstimulated constitution. Overexertion or stress-related conditions are possible, particularly digestive or cardiovascular in nature. Be mindful of your eating habits, as the 2nd house activity with Venus and Jupiter may lead to indulgence. With Rahu in the 10th house, your focus may be too externally directed, potentially causing burnout if not balanced with emotional grounding. By the end of August, Mercury's movement into Leo and Venus's position in Cancer help restore emotional clarity and warmth in communication. You are likely to feel more confident in your choices, especially regarding home and heart. The planetary focus in angular houses 1st, 4th, 10th indicates that foundational changes are taking place. Whether it's in your personal identity, your home life, or your public status, you are laying the groundwork for a new cycle, one that is more authentic, emotionally balanced, and aligned with your long-term growth. Overall, August 2025 is a multidimensional month for Taurus individuals, inviting ambition, creativity, spiritual reflection, and restructuring. Focus on aligning your career with your values, cultivating genuine connections, and tending to your emotional well-being. The sky is changing, and you're being called to mature into a version of yourself that is both rooted and visionary. For Gemini, August 2025 brings an expansive and dynamic phase with the spotlight firmly placed on personal identity, values, communication, and relationship dynamics. With Jupiter and Venus conjoined in your 1st house, you are stepping into a period of personal growth, magnetism, and visibility. The backdrop of Saturn retrograde in the 10th house indicates that while opportunities may arise, they must be met with patience, discipline, and structural reform, especially in your professional life. A mutual aspect between Mars and Saturn, activating the emotional and public sectors of your chart, adds pressure but also drives results. Meanwhile, your ruling planet Mercury retrograding in the 2nd house and later moving to the 3rd, along with the lunar activity in the 8th and 3rd houses, suggests deep reflection on self-worth, skills, and unspoken matters that need to surface. The major highlight this month is the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus in your 1st house, Gemini, making you unusually radiant, optimistic, and influential. Jupiter, as the ruler of your 7th house, partnerships, and 10th house, career, empowers your leadership qualities and interpersonal charm. You may attract new people who support your vision or get recognition for your efforts and ideas. Venus, as the ruler of your 5th house, creativity, romance, and 12th house, isolation, losses, adds emotional depth, allure, and subtle spiritual charisma. This combination amplifies your presence and is particularly auspicious for those in public-facing roles, media, arts, teaching, or business. There may be new opportunities for personal branding or launching something that reflects your truth. Avoid the tendency towards self-indulgence or overpromising, which is a possible side effect of this benefic pairing. On the professional front, Saturn retrograding in Pisces, 10th house, calls for serious introspection about your career path. As the lord of your 8th and 9th houses, Saturn demands that your work aligns not only with your goals but also with your principles and purpose. You may feel burdened with responsibilities or encounter delays and reevaluations in long-term projects or recognition. If your ambitions are misaligned with your ethical compass, Saturn's retrograde will make that clear through outer stagnation or internal restlessness. Saturn's aspect to the 12th house, Taurus, indicates hidden professional pressures, long-distance obligations, or even overseas opportunities that require sacrifice. The aspect to Virgo, 4th house, may challenge your emotional balance between personal and professional life, while Saturn's gaze on the 7th house, Sagittarius, could test business or marital partnerships for long-term compatibility. Fortunately, Jupiter's aspect to the same 7th house provides balance and expansion in partnerships, so while the tests are present, solutions and new perspectives are as well. The presence of Rahu in Aquarius, 9th house, and its trinal relationship with Jupiter in your 1st house is an expansive and futuristic alignment. This supports spiritual and intellectual breakthroughs, overseas journeys, and connections with mentors or higher education. You may explore new philosophies, belief systems, or global connections that reshape your vision. This is an excellent time to study, teach, publish, or engage with technology or metaphysical fields. Rahu's influence gives a sudden rise or unexpected recognition, especially in areas that involve innovation or stepping outside traditional paths. Its counterpart, Ketu in Leo, 3rd house, suggests a detachment from conventional communication or sibling dynamics. You may feel less connected to routine forms of self-expression, choosing instead to speak more from intuition or a place of quiet knowing. Your financial situation receives strong emphasis in the first half of August with Mercury retrograding through Cancer, 2nd house, joined by the Sun. This combination highlights rethinking your income sources, managing family-related financial obligations, and evaluating your values. There may be delays in payments, miscommunications around money, or a reevaluation of what truly sustains you. Avoid major financial decisions before August 11th, when Mercury goes direct. After this, and particularly when Venus enters Cancer on August 21st, financial matters improve, and you may enjoy gains through communication, teaching, or creative skills. The second half of the month favors building wealth through charm, partnerships, and emotional intelligence, especially with the Sun's entrance into Leo, 3rd house, on August 17th. Romantic and marital relationships undergo evolution this month. Jupiter in your 1st house aspects the 7th, bringing blessings and expansion in partnerships. If you're single, this is an excellent time to meet someone with long-term potential, especially someone intellectual, spiritual, or culturally different. If married, Jupiter's influence supports mutual growth, shared vision, and renewed harmony. Saturn also aspects your 7th house, so if there are cracks in the foundation, those will show as well. Relationships that lack maturity or structure may feel strained. Emotional security in love may improve after Venus enters Cancer, which brings a softer, more nurturing tone to your words and romantic gestures. Expect conversations around money, future planning, or emotional expression to become important themes. Family and friendships may feel like a mixed bag of closeness and emotional distance. Mars transiting your 4th house, Virgo, could stir tension at home or bring heightened energy that needs proper channeling. You may feel compelled to fix, clean, or improve your living space, but impatience or irritability could lead to friction with family members, especially mother figures. Saturn's aspect on this house adds to the sense of burden or coldness, so it's essential to manage your inner world and prioritize your emotional comfort. This is not a time to expect emotional validation from others but rather to find your own grounding. The new moon in Leo on August 23rd, occurring in Magha Nakshatra, and joined by Ketu, activates your 3rd house of communication, siblings, and short travels. This is a turning point for setting new intentions around how you express yourself, rebuild your confidence, or reconnect with your voice after periods of silence or self-doubt. Health-wise, August brings a subtle yet vital call for balance. Jupiter in your 1st house improves overall vitality and mental optimism, but its conjunction with Venus may lead to overindulgence in food or comfort activities. You're more charismatic, but also more prone to excess. Meanwhile, Mars in the 4th house may stir tension in the chest or stomach area, possibly due to stress or erratic routines. Saturn's influence on your physical-emotional axis, 4th and 12th houses, suggests the need for grounding activities, meditation, or working with breath. The full moon in Capricorn, 8th house, on August 9th, occurring in Shravana Nakshatra, may stir emotional vulnerability or bring hidden fears, traumas, or financial dependencies to the surface. This is a time to release toxic attachments, taboos, or mental patterns that block your growth. Health recovery is supported when emotional honesty and cleansing are prioritized. As August draws to a close, Mercury enters Leo on August 30th, giving a boost to your communication skills, self-confidence, and social interactions. You are ready to speak more boldly, pitch ideas, and share your insights with clarity and impact. With the Sun also in Leo, your expression becomes more commanding and magnetic. Use this energy to advance in areas related to writing, sales, media, or anything where your voice is central. Overall, August 2025 is a month of internal realignment and external growth for Gemini individuals. Balance idealism with realism, action with patience, and communication with listening, and you'll find that the groundwork you lay now leads to a far more integrated and inspired future. For Cancer, August 2025 is a powerful and deeply transformative month. The emphasis is on reclaiming your voice, restructuring your priorities, healing emotional patterns, and taking charge of both your inner and outer worlds. The Sun and Mercury illuminate your own sign in the early part of the month, amplifying self-reflection, identity, and personal expression. At the same time, Saturn retrograde in your 9th house of Dharma and belief suggests karmic reevaluation and pressure to evolve spiritually, intellectually, or through long-distance commitments. The presence of Jupiter and Venus in your 12th house, along with their significant aspects to the emotional and transformational sectors of your chart, bring blessings cloaked in solitude, endings, and subtle release. Career-wise, the month is marked by strategic evaluation, behind-the-scenes work, and deep recalibration. Saturn, ruler of your 7th and 8th houses, is retrograde in Pisces, 9th house, where it pushes you to reassess your philosophical alignment with work, mentors, and institutional structures. This transit often brings delays in professional expansion or challenges through legal systems, academic pursuits, or visa-related matters. From the 9th house, Saturn aspects your 11th house of gains, Taurus, 3rd house of effort, Virgo, and 6th house of service and struggle, Sagittarius. This combination calls for smart planning, sustained hard work, and patient communication. There may be a temporary distancing from professional allies or colleagues, or a test of your resilience in a competitive work environment. Mars transiting your third house, Virgo, adds energy and drive to your communication, writing, speaking, and networking efforts, but its mutual aspect with Saturn demands that your efforts are both assertive and grounded in long-term planning. Avoid rash decisions or confrontational language, as Mars in this position can intensify impatience. Jupiter's transit through your 12th house, Gemini, in conjunction with Venus highlights career opportunities from behind the curtain. Foreign connections, research, or charitable work may bring growth. Jupiter's aspect to Sagittarius, 6th house, indicates support in overcoming workplace challenges, enemies, or competition, but through wisdom, not aggression. If you're in the medical, legal, spiritual, or healing professions, this transit is especially potent. Jupiter's trinal aspect to Rahu in Aquarius, 8th house, can bring sudden breakthroughs, transformation in shared resources, or deep emotional healing that indirectly improves your work capacity. Use this period to detox physically and mentally, and prepare for more visible success in the months to come. Financially, August brings subtle shifts and important clarity. The Sun and Mercury are transiting your first house in the first half of the month, drawing attention to self-worth, personal goals, and how you articulate your needs. With Mercury retrograde until August 11th, there may be confusion or rethinking related to personal finance, especially if it's tied to communication, travel, or digital ventures. After August 11th, as Mercury turns direct, financial negotiations improve. On August 17th, the Sun enters Leo, second house, followed by Mercury on August 30th, giving you renewed clarity, determination, and power to manage your income, resources, and family responsibilities. You may feel a stronger urge to protect or grow your financial security, especially as Ketu's ongoing presence in Leo, second house, continues to challenge your attachment to material stability. The new moon on August 23rd, in Magha Nakshatra, offers an ideal time to reset financial intentions, especially if you're working to balance material gain with emotional detachment. Venus entering your sign on August 21st adds charm, beauty, and grace to your personality. As the ruler of your 4th and 11th houses, Venus blesses your physical appearance, emotional balance, and popularity. This shift also improves your ability to draw in support from friends, family, and wider networks. With Venus in your 1st and Jupiter in your 12th, a deeper inner beauty radiates outward, attracting harmony in both personal and professional relationships. Relationships and emotional bonds receive heightened focus this month, especially with the full moon in Capricorn, 7th house, on August 9th, in Shravana Nakshatra. This lunar event illuminates the state of your one-on-one relationships, marital, romantic, or business-related, and may bring important realizations, decisions, or revelations about where you stand with others. As Saturn influences your 7th house, long-standing issues around commitment, trust, or distance may surface. Jupiter's influence on the 8th house helps heal through shared vulnerability and deeper emotional connection. If single, you may feel a powerful urge for companionship but also a spiritual pull to remain inwardly grounded. If in a relationship, conversations around joint finances, emotional support, or family obligations may come to the fore. Rahu's presence in Aquarius, 8th house, continues to stir transformational energy in your psyche and intimate life. Unresolved fears, old traumas, or hidden desires may come up for healing, especially with Jupiter's supportive trinal aspect. This is not a surface-level romantic month. It asks for depth, truth, and courage in facing the unknown. Ketu in Leo, 2nd house, brings a similar theme around emotional detachment and ancestral clearing, especially connected to family legacy or self-worth. Your family and home life are under active scrutiny. You may feel tension at home, pressure from parental expectations, or internal conflict between duty and personal peace. Mars may urge you to take bold actions, repairs, moving, or confronting old patterns, while Saturn demands careful planning. Give yourself time and space to regulate emotionally before responding to domestic triggers. Venus, as ruler of the 4th, coming into your sign later in the month helps you nurture your home space and improve harmony within it. Health-wise, this month brings both pressure and healing. With Jupiter in the 12th and Mars in the 3rd, the nervous system may be overstimulated. Sleeplessness, restlessness, or fluctuating energy levels may surface. Be mindful of chronic conditions, especially related to digestion, reproductive health, or hidden stress stored in the body. Jupiter's 12th house placement encourages spiritual wellness as a foundation for physical recovery. The Sun and Mercury in the 1st house help you become more aware of your health needs, but avoid overanalyzing minor issues or pushing your body beyond its limits. The Mars-Saturn axis can produce mental fatigue, so balancing rest with activity is essential. By the time August closes, Mercury's movement into Leo helps stabilize communication and financial decisions, while Venus in your sign gives you the magnetic presence and emotional grace to navigate any lingering challenges with charm and confidence. The spiritual and emotional transformation you undergo this month may be subtle, but it is profound and foundational for future growth. Overall, August 2025 is a deeply introspective, strategic, and ultimately empowering month for Cancer individuals. While the external pace may feel slower, the internal movement is vast. Career paths demand refinement and patience, finances begin to stabilize through clarity and detachment, and relationships, especially intimate or long-standing ones, require truth, trust, and emotional maturity. By embracing evolution and grounding your identity in wisdom rather than reaction, you open the path for meaningful success and soulful satisfaction in the months ahead. For Leo, August 2025 will be a transformative and pivotal month marked by soul-searching, rising from inner shadows, and reclaiming personal power. With the Sun, Mercury, and Venus moving through the 12th and then the 1st house, and the new moon forming in your sign by month end, this is a period of profound self-reflection, identity rebirth, and fresh beginnings. The karmic axis of Rahu in the 7th and Ketu in the 1st continues to push the balance between self and others, while Saturn's retrograde in the 8th house demands emotional courage, letting go of the old, and transforming how you relate to power, control, and trust. Career-wise, the energy is both strategic and energizing. Saturn, the ruler of your 6th and 7th houses, is retrograding through Pisces, 8th house, calling for a revaluation of work dynamics, professional partnerships, and power equations in your career. The 8th house brings things that are hidden to the surface, subtle conflicts at work, behind-the-scenes politics, or even psychological patterns that affect your success. Saturn's aspect to Taurus, 10th house, influences your public image and responsibilities, but the retrograde motion might make you question your long-term direction. At the same time, Mars in Virgo, 2nd house, brings focus and urgency to building financial and career security. You're driven to speak with assertiveness, fight for your worth, and take tangible steps to secure your resources. But with Mars and Saturn in mutual aspect, you may also face obstacles that test your patience, particularly around compensation, inheritance, or collaboration. The energy around your ambitions, visibility, and long-term aspirations is also lit up through the Jupiter-Venus conjunction in Gemini, 11th house. This is one of your most favorable transits this month. The 11th house governs career gains, social networks, public rewards, and alliances. Jupiter, ruler of your 5th and 8th houses, enhances your ability to attract influential people, build strategic alliances, and manifest bold dreams, especially if they're creative, innovative, or humanitarian in nature. Venus' presence here makes you likable and admired in group settings. Jupiter aspects to Libra, 3rd house, and Sagittarius, 5th house, help you express your vision with power and inspiration. Writers, speakers, artists, performers, and entrepreneurs especially benefit from this planetary support. The trine between Jupiter and Rahu in Aquarius, 7th house, also suggests that opportunities may come through partnerships, contracts, or international clients. You may even be seen as a thought leader or innovator in your field. Financially, the first half of the month brings some tension and recalibration. With Mars transiting your 2nd house, Virgo, your focus is on earning, saving, and protecting what you value. Mars can also provoke arguments about money, especially within family, or make you take aggressive financial decisions without planning. Saturn's aspect from the 8th house suggests that shared finances, taxes, insurance, or inheritance issues may be part of your financial concerns this month. Be cautious of impulsive spending or emotional investments, especially before August 11th, while Mercury remains retrograde in your 12th house, Cancer. During this period, miscommunication about payments, hidden charges, or confusion about loans or dues may arise. Once Mercury turns direct on August 11th, things begin to stabilize, and after August 30th, as Mercury enters Leo, you feel more confident in managing and negotiating your finances. In terms of love and marriage, August is emotionally intense and transformative. Rahu's transit through Aquarius, 7th house, continues to stir unusual, fated, or unconventional relationship dynamics. There may be karmic unions, deep attraction, or unexpected shifts in your partnerships. Since Rahu is forming a trine with Jupiter in the 11th, love may come through friendships, professional circles, or even online platforms. For those in committed relationships, this is a time to reassess the power balance, truth, and long-term vision of your union. Saturn's influence on your 7th house via rulership and retrograde movement implies that some of you may feel restricted, tested, or emotionally distant in your relationships. This isn't to break bonds, but to strengthen them by confronting deeper truths. The full moon in Capricorn on August 9th lights up your 6th house of service, health, and daily routines, bringing clarity around work-life balance and habits. It may also signal culmination of a health or work-related issue that's been building for the last 6 months. If you've been overworking, underappreciated, or neglecting your wellness, this lunation may bring it into focus. Ketu's presence in Leo, first house, can create a temporary sense of disconnection or identity confusion. You may feel like your usual Leo spark is muted, or you're shedding old ego structures that no longer serve you. This is a deeply spiritual placement, where the universe asks you to release excessive pride, self-importance, or the need to constantly be in the spotlight, and instead root yourself in inner truth. With the Sun, your chart ruler, moving into Leo on August 17th, and the new moon occurring in your sign on August 23rd, Magha Nakshatra, a powerful reset begins. You're reborn in your own image, guided by a truer purpose rather than external validation. The new moon, in the nakshatra of ancestral royalty and dignity, encourages you to reclaim leadership with humility, service, and inner clarity. On the family and social front, the atmosphere can be mixed. Mars in your 2nd house may stir up tensions within the family, especially over financial matters or differing values. You may be more assertive, or even impatient, with relatives. Meanwhile, Saturn's aspect to your 5th house brings karmic lessons connected to children, romantic interests, and self-expression. You may feel more reserved in expressing joy or unsure about how to navigate your role as a lover, parent, or creator. Jupiter's aspect to the 5th house provides grace, support, and healing. Children may become a source of pride or emotional insight now, and creativity can be an outlet for emotional renewal. Your health is another critical focus area this month. With Sun and Mercury moving through your 12th house, Cancer, in the early part of August, rest, solitude, and spiritual healing become vital. You may feel energetically low or emotionally vulnerable in the first half of the month, especially if you're suppressing your inner voice. The full moon in the 6th and Saturn's retrograde in the 8th urge you to take health matters seriously, particularly anything related to digestion, hormones, stress, or chronic fatigue. By August 17th, when the Sun enters Leo, your vitality begins to return. You feel more visible, centered, and energized. By the end of August, the stars align to hand you the crown, but this time, it's not about external glory, it's about authentic leadership from the heart. The new moon in your sign helps you set deeply personal intentions around your identity, goals, and emotional fulfillment. What you plant now will shape your path for the coming year. Overall, August 2025 is a month of metamorphosis for Leo individuals. You're being called to confront emotional truths, recalibrate your relationships, and let go of old versions of self that no longer resonate. Professionally and socially, you're on the cusp of recognition, but the reward will be more meaningful if it aligns with your soul. For Virgo, August 2025 emerges as a potent month of introspection, heightened ambitions, and karmic recalibration. With Saturn retrograding through Pisces, 7th house, and Mars in your own sign, you are caught in a dynamic tug-of-war between self-assertion and relationship responsibility. This is a time where your professional pursuits are climbing rapidly, thanks to Jupiter and Venus in your 10th house. But your inner world also demands solitude, spiritual healing, and conscious detachment. While the outer world may see your success, the inner world whispers that it's time to release burdens that no longer serve your higher truth. Your career is unquestionably in a phase of dynamic growth and strategic visibility. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and wisdom, is transiting Gemini, 10th house, along with Venus, forming one of the most powerful combinations for career advancement this month. This conjunction enhances your charm, public image, and reputation. You are likely to gain praise, leadership opportunities, or public recognition for your efforts. For those in media, education, business, fashion, or consulting, this is an especially favorable time. Jupiter's aspects to Libra, 2nd house, and Sagittarius, 4th house, suggest financial growth and a chance to align career pursuits with emotional satisfaction or home-related goals. This could even be a good time to invest in real estate related to your profession, such as moving offices or working from a home-based setting. The presence of Rahu in your 6th house, Aquarius, means competition is fierce, and hidden enemies could arise. Yet, since Jupiter forms a trine with Rahu, you're able to cleverly navigate challenges and gain an upper hand in work-related conflicts. This is an ideal period for those preparing for exams, applying for new roles, or dealing with legal issues or contracts. If you've been dealing with delays or frustration in your career, August will help open the doors, especially after Mercury turns direct on August 11th. Speaking of Mercury, your chart ruler is retrograde in Cancer, 11th house, in the first half of the month, so communication with colleagues, team members, or friends may feel clouded or strained. There might be delays in social engagements, networking, or receiving approvals from authority figures. But once Mercury turns direct and Venus enters Cancer on August 21st, your social rapport improves, and you find yourself reconnecting with important people who can support your goals. Just be cautious again around August 30th. When Mercury enters your 12th house, this shift turns your focus inward and calls for withdrawal and rest before initiating new conversations or negotiations. Your finances are on an upward curve this month, but managing them wisely is important. With Jupiter aspecting your 2nd house, Libra, and Venus ruling it, income opportunities flow from professional breakthroughs, high-level associations, and possibly even international or online platforms. Investments made in past months could now begin to bear fruit. Mars in Virgo, 1st house, makes you more assertive in financial dealings, sometimes to the point of impatience. There's a risk of acting too quickly on financial decisions. Be mindful not to spend impulsively, especially before August 11th, while Mercury is still retrograde. Also, avoid mixing finances with friendships during the first half of the month. In love and marriage, this month brings deep karmic shifts and potential for growth. Saturn retrograde in Pisces, 7th house, makes you reevaluate the nature of your commitments. If you're in a partnership, you may find yourself reconsidering how responsibility, emotional labor, and respect are being shared. Saturn's aspect to your 1st house, Virgo, suggests you may feel the pressure to adapt or compromise more than you're comfortable with. This is not a time to abandon relationships, but rather to mature within them. For some Virgos, relationships may go through a cooling period or an emotional distance that tests mutual strength and trust. At the same time, Mars in your 1st house increases your personal magnetism and assertiveness. You are likely to attract admirers or romantic attention, but the energy can also make you seem aggressive or self-centered in love. Ketu in the 12th house, Leo, and the new moon on August 23rd add a deeply spiritual, almost mystical, quality to your romantic life. You may crave solitude, explore past life or karmic connections, or release old patterns that held your heart captive. If single, this is not necessarily the best time to seek a relationship. Instead, heal, introspect, and gain clarity on the kind of love you truly desire. Your family life is under quiet transformation. Saturn's aspect to the 4th house, Sagittarius, could bring a sense of heaviness or distance in domestic matters. You may need to shoulder extra responsibilities at home or deal with aging parents, repairs, or real estate paperwork. The desire to change your home environment or relocate may be brewing, especially with Jupiter's involvement in both the 4th and 10th axis. Patience is needed. This is more a time of planning than rapid execution. Emotional exchanges with siblings or family members might become more sensitive, particularly around the full moon in Capricorn on August 9th, which falls in your 5th house. This lunation can bring news regarding a child, creative endeavor, or romantic connection. It also stirs emotional insight into your capacity to experience joy and emotional spontaneity. You may feel like something from your past resurfaces, especially involving children or old hobbies. Socially, you might feel both connected and detached in phases. With Mercury retrograde and Sun moving into your 12th house on August 17th, you may find yourself withdrawing from group activities, spending more time in reflection, or even traveling to quiet places. Friendships that are superficial or transactional may fall away, especially if they do not align with your evolving vision. On the flip side, connections that are spiritually uplifting or mentally enriching will deepen. Trust your gut when it comes to choosing who remains in your inner circle. In terms of health, August is a critical month to address your physical and emotional well-being. With Rahu in the 6th house, any unresolved health issue may demand your attention, particularly issues connected to digestion, stress, sleep, or the nervous system. Mars in the 1st house gives you energy and stamina, but it also brings inflammation, headaches, or the tendency to push your body too hard. Finding a rhythm between action and rest is key. The Sun and Mercury moving through your 12th house indicate a need for more sleep, solitude, meditation, or even therapeutic intervention. This is also an excellent month to break free from addictions, detox physically, or begin a meditation or spiritual routine. The new moon on August 23rd in your 12th house, Magha Nakshatra, acts as a reset. It's a time to release, forgive, and surrender. You may wish to begin something behind the scenes, a spiritual practice, a creative retreat, or even work on a confidential project. Since Ketu is also transiting here, past life karma, dreams, and subconscious blocks may surface. This is an extraordinary opportunity to clear the spiritual slate and prepare for a fresh 12-month cycle beginning next month, when the new moon moves into Virgo. Overall, August 2025 is a profound month for Virgo individuals, bringing strong career momentum, karmic relationship rebalancing, and the call for inner clarity. You are moving through a portal of transformation, and although the outer world may celebrate your success, the real journey is one of emotional maturity and spiritual growth. Trust the process. Let go where needed. For Libra, August 2025 unfolds as a transformational month marked by career visibility, shifts in your personal belief systems, and a deep push to redefine your emotional and creative investments. With Jupiter and Venus in your 9th house, Gemini, your higher aspirations are blossoming, while Saturn retrograde in your 6th house asks you to confront hidden challenges and refine your sense of purpose. A strong mix of 10th and 11th house activity places professional growth and social expansion at the center of your experience, while the presence of Rahu in the 5th brings a karmic charge to love, children, and self-expression. This is a month of aligning your long-term goals with your inner truth, no longer doing things for appearances, but for meaning. In terms of career, the month begins with a dynamic surge of opportunity and re-evaluation. Mercury retrograde in Cancer, 10th house, and Sun's presence there highlight matters related to public image, authority, reputation, and life direction. While Mercury retrograde may initially create delays, miscommunication, or introspection regarding your role or long-term goals, things will begin to stabilize and move forward after August 11th, when Mercury turns direct. Clarity around leadership roles, job changes, or interactions with superiors improves considerably after this point. Meanwhile, Venus joins Cancer on August 21st, making the last third of the month ideal for improving your rapport at work, beautifying your professional environment, or attracting a lucrative career opportunity through charm and diplomacy. The most influential factor in your professional life is the Jupiter-Venus conjunction in Gemini, 9th house, for most of August. This pairing brings blessings from mentors, international projects, publishing, higher education, and spiritual growth. Whether you're pursuing a legal matter, teaching, traveling for work, or dealing with distant clients, this transit offers intellectual richness and expansive visibility. Jupiter's direct aspect on your 1st house, Libra, boosts your confidence, broadens your vision, and supports leadership roles. For those in academia, media, or coaching fields, this is an extraordinary period to publish your thoughts, receive awards, or inspire others with your philosophy. Financially, this month requires strategic planning and cautious risk-taking. While Mars in the 12th house, Virgo, can lead to impulsive spending or hidden expenses, especially related to travel, healthcare, or behind-the-scenes matters, it can also bring long-term financial healing when combined with the discipline of retrograde Saturn in the 6th. Be mindful of unexpected costs or investments that require more background checks. Since Mars rules your 2nd house, earned wealth, and 7th house, business partnerships, be careful about joint investments or conflicts over shared resources. On the positive side, Jupiter's aspect to your 1st and 5th houses helps offset losses through wise planning, while Venus's entry into your May 10th brings career-driven income, bonuses, or perks. Your finances may be directly influenced by your visibility and success in your career this month, so strive for excellence in your professional sphere. When it comes to love and romance, things take a mystical and karmically charged turn. Rahu continues its transit through Aquarius, 5th house, intensifying your desire for love, recognition, and creative self-expression. Rahu here can indicate sudden attractions, unconventional relationships, or karmic romantic entanglements that feel larger than life. At the same time, Jupiter aspects Rahu, bringing wisdom and clarity, as if the universe is asking you to grow through your romantic experiences, not just be enchanted by them. If you're single, someone intriguing may enter your life, possibly from a different cultural or educational background. If you're in a relationship, this is a time to break old patterns and communicate with more authenticity. Married or committed Libras may feel some strain, especially with Mars, your 7th lord, transiting the 12th house, pointing to emotional distance, subconscious frustrations, or travel-related separations. Yet this same Mars transit can also stimulate a more spiritual or sensual connection, depending on how it's handled. Transparency and patience are vital now. Avoid jumping to conclusions, especially before August 11th, while Mercury is still retrograde. After that, clarity and communication improve. On the family and domestic front, Saturn retrograding in Pisces, 6th house, rules your 4th house, Capricorn, where the full moon on August 9th brings emotional intensity and possible realizations around your home, roots, or relationship with parents. This lunar culmination in Shravana Nakshatra may highlight duties or karmic obligations, especially those connected to caretaking or real estate. Some Libras may complete a domestic renovation, prepare to move, or finalize paperwork involving ancestral property. There may also be responsibilities toward your mother or elders that require your focused attention. While the emotions may run deep, this lunation helps you release outdated attachments and strengthen your foundation. Friendships, alliances, and networking circles become especially prominent in the second half of August. As Sun enters Leo, 11th house, on August 17th, and new moon occurs in Leo on August 23rd, your focus shifts toward long-term goals, community involvement, and finding your true tribe. Ketu's transit in Leo adds a spiritual or detached dimension to this area. You may outgrow superficial social ties or realize that some friendships are no longer aligned with your evolving values. That said, the new moon is powerful for setting new intentions for the kinds of groups, mentors, or allies you wish to attract in the next year. Choose depth over quantity. You may also find yourself drawn towards serving a cause, volunteering, or contributing to a collective vision that feels larger than your own goals. Health-wise, this month calls for a balanced routine and deeper emotional cleansing. Saturn in your 6th house, Pisces, is asking for strict discipline with health habits, especially around sleep, diet, and emotional boundaries. You may be dealing with chronic issues, fatigue, or stress-induced symptoms that are hard to diagnose, especially with Mars and Saturn mutually aspecting each other from the 12th and 6th houses. This combination can also indicate unresolved anger, anxiety, or subconscious resentment taking a toll on your body. It is also the perfect energy to begin therapy, detoxification, meditation, or spiritual healing routines. Physical healing is very much possible this month, but it begins with the emotional and karmic layers. With Mercury moving into Leo, 11th house, on August 30th, you end the month with sharper clarity around your desires, your circle, and your future direction. You may find yourself in deep conversations about hopes, dreams, or collaboration with influential people. This placement can also help you vocalize your visions and find practical ways to manifest them. Think of this as a moment where you're not just dreaming big, but beginning to lay down the blueprint to make those dreams real. Overall, August 2025 offers Libra individuals a rich mix of progress, introspection, and soulful evolution. You are recalibrating your inner compass, asking not just what you want, but why you want it. Career blessings are abundant, but they demand emotional maturity and focus. Love is alive with possibilities, but only when you lead with clarity and authenticity. Your social world is shifting, and your inner world is asking for nourishment. Embrace the spiritual tests, the karmic invitations, and the emerging vision of your higher self. For Scorpio, August 2025 is a profound and somewhat intense month. This period activates some of the most transformative and karmically loaded houses in your chart. With Jupiter and Venus transiting your 8th house, Gemini, and Saturn retrograding through your 5th house, Pisces, you are undergoing inner shifts that are both psychological and spiritual. Themes of trust, legacy, healing, and deep emotional rebirth are emphasized. At the same time, the Sun, Mercury, and new moon activate your 10th house, Leo, putting you under the spotlight professionally. With Mars, your ruling planet, moving through your 11th house, Virgo, and mutually aspecting Saturn, this month carries strong lessons around long-term goals, social bonds, creative output, and the maturity needed to hold power responsibly. In your career, August is exceptionally significant. The month begins with Mercury retrograding through Cancer, 9th house, along with Sun's presence there, placing your focus on rethinking your beliefs, ethics, and professional direction. You may revisit decisions about higher education, certifications, international dealings, or legal affairs. Delays in travel or bureaucratic approvals are possible early in the month, but clarity begins to return after August 11th, when Mercury turns direct. The major spotlight comes when Sun enters Leo, 10th house, on August 17th, followed by Mercury's entry into Leo on August 30th. This activates your house of status, profession, authority, and recognition. The new moon in Leo on August 23rd, occurring in Magha Nakshatra alongside Ketu, is a fated turning point in your professional life. Some Scorpios will feel called toward a different path, one that honors purpose over mere prestige. You may experience a symbolic reset in your professional identity, especially if you've outgrown your current role or industry. What complicates this new beginning is Ketu's transit through your 10th house, which can lead to a sense of detachment from professional ambitions, or even burnout from trying to meet others' expectations. This is the time to redefine success, not just in terms of titles or material gains, but in terms of alignment with your soul's calling. As Venus moves into your 9th house on August 21st, it supports you in seeking mentorship, traveling for knowledge, or aligning your career with spiritual values. You may attract guidance from wise figures or find opportunities in education, law, media, or publishing. Financially, this month requires conscious handling and trust in the longer karmic cycles at play. With Jupiter and Venus transiting the 8th house, your financial life may go through transformations related to inheritances, taxes, insurance, or joint assets. You may also become more curious about occult sciences, metaphysics, or psychological self-development. The 8th house also governs money coming from other people, like loans, spouse's income, or passive income. Jupiter here expands these themes, but only when paired with transparency and ethical handling. Venus's presence may indicate financial support through a partner, family inheritance, or spiritual work. Do be cautious with speculative ventures or gambling, especially since Saturn is retrograding in your 5th house, Pisces, and mutually aspecting Mars in your 11th house, Virgo. While Mars pushes you toward goal setting and ambition, Saturn demands patience and caution. Financial rewards can come, but only through responsible planning and honoring your long-term strategy. Impulsiveness will lead to setbacks, while disciplined creativity can lead to breakthroughs. Jupiter's aspect on the 2nd house, Sagittarius, is a blessing. It indicates that wealth and resources will grow when you align your life with higher truth, spiritual principles, or service-oriented action. In the domain of love and marriage, August brings a mix of intensity, karmic testing, and emotional evolution. With Venus transiting the 8th house, intimacy becomes deeper, but not without vulnerability. You and your partner may confront themes around trust, fear of loss, sexual healing, or financial transparency. For those who are married, hidden issues may come to the surface and require healing conversations. If handled well, this can lead to greater emotional bonding. But if trust has eroded, you may feel the urge to detach. Mars, your 1st and 6th lord, transiting the 11th house creates attraction to someone through friendship or social circles. Single Scorpios may meet someone through community work, events, or online groups. Be wary of over-idealizing this person, especially early in the month while Mercury is retrograde. You may not have the full picture yet. Also, Saturn in the 5th house tends to test romantic relationships. There's a karmic flavor to love now. You are asked to commit only if the connection serves your soul growth. Casual or superficial flings are less satisfying. The full moon in Capricorn, 3rd house, on August 9th brings illumination around communication, siblings, travel, and your mindset. Occurring in Shravana Nakshatra, it's likely to reveal a hidden truth, finalize a learning experience, or inspire you to speak your truth, especially related to work, writing, or community issues. Some Scorpios may finalize a writing project, take a short journey, or resolve issues with neighbors or siblings during this time. Your family and home life remains under the influence of Rahu in Aquarius, 4th house. This can bring unexpected developments around home property, real estate, or family dynamics. You may be exploring relocation, investing in tech-savvy homes, or feeling restless in your current living environment. Jupiter's trine to Rahu brings opportunities for healing and progress, especially if you're willing to innovate or think outside the box. Family drama or confusion about roles at home may occasionally spike. Stay grounded and avoid emotional overreaction. Ketu's presence in the 10th house may make you feel emotionally distant from societal expectations. Your outer world is changing, but so is your inner foundation. Some Scorpios will feel called to renounce traditional work structures in favor of something more spiritually fulfilling or autonomous. This shift may also be affecting how your family perceives you. Learn to hold your truth even if others don't understand your path right away. In terms of health, this is a month to listen to the messages of your body. With Mars, your 6th lord, transiting the 11th and aspecting Saturn, avoid overexerting yourself physically or mentally in the pursuit of success. Anxiety, backaches, blood pressure issues, or inflammation may flare if you ignore stress signals. Saturn retrograde in the 5th house can cause sluggish digestion or hormonal imbalance, especially if you're emotionally overwhelmed. By the end of August, as Mercury enters your 10th house on August 30th, you're likely to have much more clarity about your goals and public identity. Your thoughts become focused, strategic, and influential. This is a strong period to plan your next move, articulate your mission, or launch a project that's aligned with your long-term vision. Overall, August 2025 is a month of deep inner awakening and outer reshaping for Scorpio individuals. Your professional world is gaining new momentum, but it asks you to operate from authenticity, not ambition alone. Love may feel karmic or intense, but it's here to show you what you truly need. Your health and finances ask for grounded strategy, not haste. Above all, this month teaches you that real power begins with self-mastery, not control over others, but the ability to align your energy, intention, and actions with a higher purpose. August 2025 invites Sagittarius individuals into a period of introspective healing and external navigation, as several key transits activate sensitive, transformative, and karmic houses in your chart. The month begins with a deep focus on inner emotional matters and culminates with invigorating developments in purpose, travel, and public engagement. With your sign Lord Jupiter transiting the 7th house, Gemini, in conjunction with Venus, partnerships, both personal and professional, take focus. Meanwhile, Saturn is retrograding through the 4th house, Pisces, influencing matters related to home, family, and your internal sense of stability, while also casting a restrictive yet formative gaze onto your 1st, 6th, and 10th houses. This sets the stage for both self-refinement and career redefinition. The theme of the month revolves around creating alignment between your inner values and external expression, especially as Mars in Virgo brings activity and ambition to your 10th house. In terms of career, August is both demanding and transformative. The placement of Mars in Virgo, 10th house, brings heightened ambition, goal-oriented behavior, and a strong desire to make professional progress. Since Mars is also your 5th and 12th lord, its presence in the 10th can create a push-pull dynamic between your creative instincts and subconscious fears. Saturn retrograde is directly aspecting this house, creating friction, delays, or authority conflicts that test your patience and resilience. You may be required to shoulder more responsibility at work or face pressure from higher-ups. If you're not in alignment with your career path, this is a time when dissatisfaction will surface, urging you to shift direction or clarify your long-term mission. As the month progresses, the Sun enters Leo on August 17th, lighting up your 9th house, and Mercury follows on August 30th. This is a much-needed energetic lift that restores your confidence, especially if you've been questioning your direction or facing institutional obstacles. The new moon in Leo on August 23rd, occurring in Magha Nakshatra where Ketu is transiting, invites you to redefine your life philosophy, seek spiritual purpose in your work, and detach from dogmas or old belief systems that no longer resonate. This can be an excellent time to apply for international work, pursue legal outcomes, or explore publishing, teaching, or religious service. Ketu's presence here suggests that your soul is seeking authentic guidance, not just external accolades. Financially, the month presents a cautious yet revealing atmosphere. The full moon in Capricorn on August 9th, lighting up your 2nd house of earnings, may bring a culmination around personal finances, savings, or family-held assets. With Shravana Nakshatra's influence, issues around responsibilities to family, inherited values, or long-term financial planning may come to a head. Saturn's retrograde in your 4th house suggesting that emotional issues from the past or obligations toward family property may influence your financial decisions. Some of you may consider investing in real estate, remodeling, or settling domestic disputes with financial implications. On the other hand, Jupiter's transit through the 7th house, along with Venus, brings the possibility of gains through partnerships. Business collaborations, marriage-related finances, or public engagements can improve your standing, provided you communicate transparently and avoid over-idealizing the other party. Since Mercury is retrograding through your 8th house until August 11th, be cautious with shared investments, legal paperwork, and insurance or tax matters early in the month. Miscommunication and confusion can lead to errors or missed opportunities. After Mercury goes direct, things begin to stabilize, and decisions made after August 11th will be more reliable. In the love and marriage department, there's a deepening of intimacy as well as an opportunity to heal long-standing wounds. With Jupiter and Venus in your 7th house throughout most of the month, relationships are under the magnifying glass. This is a powerful time for romance, commitment, or mending broken bonds. Jupiter enhances wisdom and mutual understanding in relationships, while Venus brings harmony and emotional warmth. If you're single, this transit may draw someone into your life who could become a long-term partner. Things become more intense after August 21st, when Venus enters Cancer, 8th house. Combined with Sun and Mercury in the 8th, this adds emotional vulnerability and triggers deeper layers of intimacy or past trauma. It's a month where you can build emotional closeness with your partner, but only if you're willing to have the uncomfortable conversations. Some of you may also explore the metaphysical aspects of love, like past life ties or karmic unions, especially since Ketu is transiting your 9th house, influencing your spiritual ideology around relationships. In terms of family and home, this is a complex month. Saturn's retrograde through your 4th house asks you to confront emotional patterns rooted in childhood, family responsibilities, or domestic limitations. There may be obligations weighing on you, perhaps aging parents, home repairs, or land/property issues requiring your attention. Saturn's aspect on your 1st house also dampens your usual optimism, forcing you to slow down and deal with foundational issues before launching new plans. The pressure can feel isolating, but it's helping you build emotional maturity. You may be more focused on internal healing and withdrawing from external drama during the early part of the month. The presence of Rahu in your 3rd house creates an ongoing push to communicate more, assert your ideas, and explore short-term learning or travel. You're being pulled into networking circles or media platforms where your voice can reach a broader audience. Jupiter's trine aspect to Rahu this month empowers this even more, giving you opportunities to publish, speak, teach, or take bold initiatives that connect you to others. Ensure your communication remains grounded, Rahu here can sometimes lead to exaggeration or overextension. On the health front, the retrograde of Saturn and the presence of Mars in the 10th house require vigilance. As Mars is also your 12th lord, health issues could emerge from overworking or stress related to career demands. Insomnia, burnout, back pain, or digestive issues are possible if you ignore your limits. Saturn's aspect on your 6th house reinforces the need for routine, discipline, and long-term care strategies. Make time for rest and avoid overindulgence, especially when Venus transits your 8th house after August 21st. This is a favorable time for detoxification, psychotherapy, or any healing practice that helps you release subconscious baggage. The emphasis on the 8th and 9th houses, with Mercury, Sun, and Venus moving through them, prompts you to question your beliefs, examine your karma, and seek deeper truths. The new moon in Leo on August 23rd, occurring with Ketu, may trigger a spiritual revelation, a philosophical shift, or a call to detach from dogmas and seek direct experience. This is a time to trust your intuition, explore mystical or esoteric knowledge, and develop your inner compass. By month's end, as Mercury enters Leo on August 30th, you'll find your thoughts becoming more focused on purpose, travel, and spiritual education. This shift brings clarity around your future direction, especially after a month of probing into your psyche and navigating external challenges. Overall, August 2025 is a month of layered growth for Sagittarius individuals. The tension between ambition and reflection, partnership and solitude, material security and spiritual fulfillment is playing out strongly in your chart. You are called to slow down in some areas to accelerate in others. Relationships blossom when built on truth, finances evolve through shared wisdom, and career takes form when aligned with purpose. For Capricorn, August 2025 is a month of deep inner evolution, sharp realizations, and outer world adjustments. With your ruling planet Saturn retrograding through the 3rd house, Pisces, this is a time of internalized effort, disciplined communication, and facing the truths you may have avoided. As the month progresses, you'll feel called to reevaluate your relationships, reframe your belief systems, and realign your actions with a more authentic sense of identity and purpose. The full moon in Capricorn on August 9th puts a powerful spotlight on your self-image and emotional independence, while the new moon in Leo on August 23rd, where Ketu transits, triggers a period of karmic release and psychological transformation. In terms of career, the planetary focus is quite intricate. Jupiter and Venus, both benefics, are transiting through your 6th house, Gemini, suggesting that daily routines, health, coworkers, and competition are the major themes. Jupiter's expansive influence here, particularly in conjunction with Venus until August 21st, brings support through your work environment. You may receive recognition for your service-oriented mindset, or resolve long-standing workplace disputes. This is a productive period to improve your skills or take on responsibilities that enhance your reputation. Since this house also rules enemies and challenges, avoid being overly trusting, as hidden agendas could be operating beneath the surface. Jupiter's aspect to your 10th house, Libra, blesses your long-term ambitions and public image, though its conjunction with Venus also suggests that you may achieve professional gains through creative, diplomatic, or socially engaging work. Opportunities may arise through collaboration with women or through aesthetic, artistic, or hospitality-related fields. Yet, as Mars transits Virgo, 9th house, you are likely to face intense demands in higher education, legal matters, or international connections. Mars brings both courage and pressure here, fueling your desire to break barriers in philosophical, academic, or publishing realms. Its mutual aspect with Saturn, retrograding in the 3rd house, could cause delays or blocks to travel, documentation, or communication, creating a need for perseverance. On the financial front, Rahu continues to transit through your 2nd house, Aquarius, emphasizing a persistent desire for material security, income growth, and perhaps unconventional or unorthodox methods of making money. Rahu's trine with Jupiter in the 6th house supports success through service, freelancing, problem-solving, and side hustles. You may also experience instability if you chase quick profits or manipulate facts. Be cautious of exaggerating your skills or promising more than you can deliver. Financial gains may come, but they require ethical grounding and structured execution. The full moon in your 1st house, August 9th, helps you recenter your self-worth, signaling an emotional breakthrough that prompts you to take better care of your values and personal goals. In the domain of love and marriage, August brings transformation and possibly tension. The 7th house of partnerships is especially activated early in the month, with Mercury retrograde and the Sun in Cancer, which may stir communication misunderstandings, emotional withdrawal, or ego clashes in marriage or committed relationships. If you're in a relationship, you may feel that your partner is distant or overly analytical. The retrograde motion of Mercury, Lord of your 9th and 6th houses, may indicate spiritual disconnection or health-related concerns affecting a partner. Things begin to shift after August 11th, when Mercury turns direct. You'll start to see improvements in mutual understanding and the potential for reconciliation. The situation further brightens when Venus enters your 7th house, Cancer, on August 21st, bringing warmth, affection, and a desire for emotional closeness. This is a beautiful transit for romantic dates, heartfelt conversations, or even engagements. Single Capricorns may attract a nurturing, emotionally intelligent partner during this phase, possibly through professional or health-related settings. Still, the second half of the month remains emotionally intense as the Sun and Mercury both enter Leo, 8th house, and the new moon occurs there on August 23rd, aligned with Ketu. This combination brings deep karmic clearing in intimate bonds. You might be called to release toxic attachments, confront fears around vulnerability, or examine issues of trust, power, and emotional transparency. The 8th house also rules shared resources and inheritances, so some Capricorns may face transformations in joint financial matters or confrontations related to taxes, debts, or spouse's income. This is a time to purify your emotional baggage and seek healing, not a time to force outcomes. On the family and friends front, Saturn's retrograde in the 3rd house suggests a need for boundary setting, especially with siblings or neighbors. You may feel emotionally disconnected from your close-knit circle or struggle to express your thoughts freely. This transit is teaching you to evaluate who really supports your growth. You might also revisit past projects related to writing, speaking, or marketing, perhaps with a more mature or philosophical approach. Mars in Virgo, also aspecting the 3rd house, intensifies these themes with a bold push toward assertion, especially if you've been holding back your voice. Mars and Saturn in mutual aspect can create burnout or overwhelm if you take on too much. Learn when to act and when to pause. This dynamic is further complicated by Jupiter's aspect on the 3rd house, softening Saturn's harsh tone with optimism and faith. If you've been struggling to launch a course, build a platform, or initiate a publishing goal, this month could bring small breakthroughs, especially after Mercury goes direct. Communication becomes more intentional and powerful when you balance facts with emotional insight. In terms of health, August is a month of both detoxification and discipline. With Jupiter in your 6th house, there's potential for recovery and healing if you're proactive. Venus' presence here until August 21st helps you adopt more harmonious routines and makes it easier to indulge in self-care. You must guard against complacency, sugar cravings, and fatigue. The Sun's transit through your 8th house later in the month can cause emotional intensity, hormonal imbalances, or sleep disturbances. Mercury here could trigger anxiety or obsessive thinking if you're not grounded. Since your 1st house is receiving the full moon on August 9th, you may experience a surge in physical awareness, perhaps a desire to change your appearance, focus on fitness, or restructure your lifestyle. This is a powerful moment to acknowledge your emotional needs and realign with your true self. Ketu's presence in the 8th house indicates a deep karmic purification is underway, particularly in matters related to chronic health or psychological scars. Practices like meditation, shadow work, or alternative healing could bring profound insights and relief. Overall, August 2025 is an emotionally charged but deeply transformative month for Capricorn individuals. With your ruling planet Saturn in retrograde motion, you are called to slow down, examine your patterns, and refine your voice, both literally and figuratively. Career moves require integrity and persistence, while relationships evolve through vulnerability and soulful communication. Financial progress is possible, especially through service-based efforts, but must be carefully managed. Inner healing and spiritual growth take precedence by month's end, allowing you to shed old emotional skins and emerge wiser, lighter, and more connected to your core truth. For Aquarius, August 2025 brings a potent mix of introspection, personal breakthroughs, and evolving relationship dynamics. With Rahu transiting your 1st house, Aquarius, you are currently in a transformative phase of self-reinvention. There is a deep pull toward carving out your unique identity, even if it comes with tension, unconventional decisions, or restlessness. At the same time, your ruling planet Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, 2nd house, making this a critical time to reevaluate your relationship with material security, self-worth, and how you communicate your values. As Saturn casts its steady gaze toward the 4th, 8th, and 11th houses, you're being asked to restructure emotional foundations, handle sudden changes, and reprioritize long-term goals. In terms of career and professional life, this month is both complex and revealing. Mars, the ruler of your 10th house of profession, is moving through the 8th house, Virgo, a domain associated with deep transformation, shared resources, and hidden factors. This suggests that your work life may involve unexpected changes, power dynamics, or behind-the-scenes developments. You may be dealing with restructuring in your organization, facing pressure to adapt to shifting roles, or diving into confidential or research-based projects. Mars in the 8th can also point to confrontations with authority, or the need to assert your professional stance in a turbulent environment. Mars's mutual aspect with Saturn in the 2nd house brings financial and career matters together with intensity. You may be under pressure to prove your worth or justify your contributions at work, especially if you're aiming for a promotion or striving to stabilize income sources. There could be delays in payments, contractual complications, or stress over shared business finances. The key is discipline, persistence, and transparency. Do not try to cut corners under this influence, as Saturn and Mars both reward only sincere effort. Fortunately, Jupiter and Venus are transiting your 5th house, Gemini, bringing brightness and creative optimism into the mix. This conjunction supports new ideas, leadership opportunities, and intellectual growth. If you work in education, entertainment, media, or finance, you'll likely see favorable developments, perhaps through mentorship, publishing, or speculative ventures. Jupiter's aspects to your 9th and 11th houses, as well as its trine with Rahu in the 1st, offer great potential to expand your influence and tap into supportive networks. People are drawn to your ideas now, and you may attract mentors, patrons, or allies who help open doors. Remember that Rahu's involvement can magnify your ego or push you toward excessive ambition. Stay grounded in your principles. Financially, the picture is nuanced. Saturn retrograde in your 2nd house may slow down earnings or make you more cautious about how you handle resources. This is a time to consolidate, not to take financial risks. Delayed payments, family expenses, or past financial decisions may resurface. Simultaneously, Jupiter's presence in your 5th house might bring windfalls from speculative investments or creative projects, especially earlier in the month when Venus is also present there. But with Mars transiting the 8th house, be cautious of debts, taxes, or issues with joint assets. Avoid hasty decisions regarding shared finances, inheritances, or hidden expenditures. Your love and marriage sector is highly activated in August. The Sun, Mercury, and the new moon all activate your 7th house, Leo, the house of partnerships. Early in the month, Mercury is retrograding through your 6th house, possibly bringing communication issues, disagreements, or unresolved health-related concerns between you and your partner. This could also manifest as logistical disruptions in relationships, such as conflicts over shared responsibilities or routines. If you're single, this period may bring back a person from the past or force you to confront subconscious patterns that keep repeating in your romantic life. The energy begins to shift significantly by August 11th, when Mercury turns direct, followed by Venus entering your 6th house on August 21st, and the Sun entering Leo on August 17th. These transitions suggest greater clarity and warmth returning to your connections. By the new moon on August 23rd, occurring in your 7th house, a new chapter begins in your romantic or marital life. Yet, because Ketu also transits here, this new start may come with karmic baggage or spiritual lessons. You might feel an intense pull towards someone who awakens your deeper emotional truths, or need to detach from a relationship that no longer aligns with your path. Expect breakthroughs in intimacy, though not without vulnerability. When it comes to family and home life, the influences are somewhat restrained. Saturn's aspect to the 4th house continues to test your emotional stability, family obligations, and domestic responsibilities. You may be feeling emotionally distant from family members, or perhaps shouldering a heavier burden at home. Real estate matters or long-standing family dynamics may require attention and maturity. Mars's aspect here could trigger occasional disagreements or power struggles, especially with elders or parental figures. Jupiter's blessings on your 11th house could bring support from friends or older siblings, helping to ease family tensions and guide you toward your long-term desires. The full moon in Capricorn, 12th house, on August 9th is especially significant for your inner world. It may feel like a quiet but powerful emotional release. You might experience vivid dreams, deeper spiritual insights, or a need to retreat from the outer chaos. This full moon, placed in Shravana Nakshatra, encourages you to listen to your intuition, to divine signs, or to subtle emotional currents that you've been ignoring. It's an excellent time for solitude, journaling, or healing practices that help you let go of lingering past pain. If you've been dealing with anxiety, addictions, or escapism, this lunation may offer clarity and the courage to begin a process of transformation. Your health requires careful attention this month. With Mercury retrograde and Sun in the 6th house, Cancer, during the first half of the month, health may feel like a source of stress. You may face digestive sensitivities, emotional fatigue, or issues related to nervous energy and anxiety. Once Mercury turns direct and Venus enters Cancer on August 21st, you'll feel supported in bringing balance back through nutrition, lifestyle changes, and self-care routines. Still, with Mars in the 8th, there's a need to guard against hidden inflammation, reproductive imbalances, or recurring health issues. Preventative care, moderation, and stress reduction techniques are your best allies this month. As August progresses, you may feel a growing desire to integrate both your outer ambitions and your inner healing. The planetary activity in your 8th and 12th houses suggests a karmic purge, a need to release old emotional attachments, psychological burdens, or self-sabotaging habits. But thanks to Rahu in your 1st and Jupiter trining it from the 5th, this process won't make you weaker. It's forging a more magnetic, spiritually aware, and creatively empowered version of you. Overall, August 2025 is a deeply transformative month for Aquarius individuals, where self-reflection, career shifts, financial reconsideration, and relational breakthroughs intertwine. While the beginning of the month demands patience, especially regarding work, money, and partnerships, the latter half opens new doors in love and purpose. Emotional healing, intellectual growth, and karmic balancing are the underlying themes, pushing you to redefine your identity while shedding outdated scripts. For Pisces, August 2025 marks a month of deep restructuring and karmic realignments. With Saturn retrograding in your 1st house, Pisces, your entire self-concept is under revision. You are redefining who you are, not just to the world but to yourself. This period is pushing you to shed the masks you've worn, the patterns that no longer serve you, and the roles you've outgrown. You may feel more serious, introspective, or even burdened at times, but this is a slow and powerful maturation process. Since Saturn aspects the 3rd house, Taurus, 7th house, Virgo, and 10th house, Sagittarius, from here, areas related to communication, relationships, and career are all undergoing long-term shifts. These may be testing grounds but also the foundations of your future strength. Professionally, August may bring moments of both pressure and potential. Mars, ruler of your 2nd house of finances and 9th house of higher principles and long-distance ventures, is transiting your 7th house of partnerships and public interactions, Virgo. This can create an intense, sometimes confrontational energy in business dealings or professional alliances. You may find yourself at odds with coworkers or clients, needing to defend your stance or reassert your boundaries. This transit also provides the drive to renegotiate contracts, push for fairer deals, or finally speak up about ongoing injustices in your professional life. This dynamic becomes more complex as Mars mutually aspects Saturn, currently retrograding in your 1st house. This face-off between assertive Mars and restrictive Saturn creates a push-pull energy in how you relate to others versus your sense of self. You may feel torn between pleasing people and staying true to your evolving identity. Professionally, it can also feel like you're grinding hard with minimal immediate results. But persistence is key. Saturn's aspect on the 10th house also suggests long-term growth and recognition, provided you align your external pursuits with internal integrity. Don't rush outcomes, instead, build wisely. Meanwhile, Jupiter, your chart ruler and lord of the 10th house, is transiting your 4th house, Gemini, highlighting your emotional foundations, home, and private space. In conjunction with Venus, this transit brings a more nurturing tone to your life, though it can also stir nostalgia or a desire to revisit past connections. If you've been considering real estate investments, relocation, or home upgrades, this transit supports those moves. Jupiter's aspect on the 8th house can also indicate involvement in family inheritances or shared finances, while its influence on the 10th house promises potential elevation in career, especially for those working from home, in family businesses, or in nurturing professions like counseling, real estate, or education. That said, the 8th house and 12th house activation, through Jupiter and Rahu, makes August a deeply karmic time, emotionally and spiritually. With Rahu in your 12th house, Aquarius, you may find your dreams more vivid, your intuition heightened, and your desire for solitude stronger. There's a call to explore mysticism, foreign lands, or even therapy and retreat work. Beware of escapism, burnout, or dissociative tendencies. With Ketu in the 6th house, Leo, you might also feel disoriented in routines or suddenly feel less inclined to compete in the usual sense. Instead, you're drawn towards service and soul-aligned work, even if the external payoff isn't immediately obvious. Financially, this month is somewhat guarded but not lacking in opportunity. With Mars ruling your 2nd house and making a tense aspect to Saturn, you may experience a feeling of pressure regarding income. Budgeting, trimming unnecessary expenses, and being honest about financial leaks are critical now. You may also feel a push to earn more independently or find new income sources through strategic partnerships. Meanwhile, Jupiter and Venus in your 4th house may bring benefits through property, family assets, or emotional investments that have long-term value. Be mindful of debts or hidden financial obligations, particularly around the time of the new moon on August 23rd, which activates your 6th house of service and debts, where Ketu currently resides. Don't take shortcuts or get entangled in unclear financial partnerships. Clarity is your best tool. Your love life is undergoing realignment as well. With Mars in your 7th house, passion and friction are heightened. If you are in a committed relationship, this transit may trigger confrontations that bring buried issues to the surface. You or your partner may be asserting independence or facing challenges related to boundaries, control, or unmet desires. Yet this intensity can also lead to greater emotional honesty. The key is conscious communication. For singles, this is a time where you may attract people who challenge your old patterns, perhaps even karmic relationships that serve as catalysts for personal growth. Adding to this, Mercury and the Sun transit your 5th house, Cancer, bringing focus to romance, creativity, and emotional expression. Mercury is retrograde until August 11th, which can cause misunderstandings in dating or delays in creative projects. This is a time to reassess how you express affection, what you expect in romance, and how much emotional authenticity you allow yourself. Once Mercury turns direct, and Venus enters this house on August 21st, there's a refreshing wave of romantic harmony and creative flow. This is an especially fertile period for artists, performers, teachers, or those wanting to conceive. Love could blossom through intellectual exchange or shared creative passion. In terms of family and friendships, the energy remains somewhat internalized. Saturn in your 1st house may be making you feel more serious or detached from social gatherings. You might find yourself pulling back from superficial connections to prioritize solitude, introspection, or meaningful bonds. Yet, the full moon on August 9th in Capricorn, 11th house, brings a highlight to your social world. Friends may seek your advice, or a long-standing group connection may reach a turning point. You may decide to step into a leadership role in a community or organization, or conversely, to let go of an old circle that no longer resonates with your purpose. This full moon, placed in Shravana Nakshatra, invites you to listen, truly listen, to what your higher self is telling you about your dreams, your people, and your place within society. This lunation offers a chance to release outdated aspirations and recommit to the ones that matter most. When it comes to health, there are mixed signals this month. Ketu's presence in your 6th house, combined with the Sun's entry into Leo on August 17th and Mercury's movement here on August 30th, may trigger issues related to digestion, vitality, or inflammation. Since Mercury rules your 7th house, there may be a mind-body connection to stress within partnerships. Mars's opposition from the 7th house could also cause adrenal fatigue or heightened nervous energy. It's vital to ground yourself through proper routines, nutrition, and physical movement, but don't push your body too hard. Listen to what it needs. The new moon in Leo on August 23rd, falling in Magha Nakshatra, invites a renewal of body and spirit. This is a great time to begin a new fitness regime, release harmful habits, or schedule a health checkup. Overall, August 2025 is a month of deep realignment for Pisces individuals, where self-identity, emotional grounding, and spiritual clarity are being reshaped. While some aspects of life, like career, finances, and partnerships, may feel pressurized or uncertain due to the retrogrades and Saturn's influence, these tensions are guiding you to reevaluate what truly sustains you. Lean into Jupiter's expansive light in the 4th house to nurture your emotional roots. Welcome creativity through the 5th house influences, and allow the transits to burn away what no longer serves. As we conclude this episode, please remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Individual predictions may vary, as every birth chart is unique. The influence of dasha periods and natal planetary placements can shape transits differently, both positively and negatively. It's essential to consider your own birth chart when applying these general predictions to your personal circumstances. If you'd like personalized predictions or have questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful astrology content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.